It is a dreary January morning. My oldest son and I are up first. We're getting ready to leave for co-op. He's the only one who's going to co-op. I'm going with him. I'm teaching a writing class, but everyone else is asleep, and I thought I would make myself some coffee. I normally just do decaf because caffeine no longer agrees with me. I used to be able to drink it before bed when I was in college, but now it just makes me jittery and feel kind of hyper, so I avoid it. But I still like the ritual of having some coffee in the morning. And now I am sticking some bread in the oven. I just have it preheating on 350, and I find that this is a very efficient way to make a lot of toast at once. We used to have a toaster, and then it broke, and as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. I was like, hey, I'll just stick it in the oven, and it's very quick. Like 2 or 3 minutes later, you have a couple plates full of toast. So I did the classic peanut butter and jelly on half of the toast, and then I'm doing something that we call chocolate toast for the other half. So I'm just putting generous pat of butter on each piece of toast, and then I sprinkle chocolate chips on top of that after I've spread out the butter. And then if the toast is really hot, I'll just let the chocolate chips sit on top and get a little bit melty. But our kitchen is a little bit cold because it's winter. So what I did is I just stuck that plate back in the oven. The oven was off. That's important. I gave it like a minute, and then I pulled it back out. And now, as you can see, I can just spread the chocolate easily. So we had co-op. It went well. I came home. We had some lunch, made some tea. My mother-in-law had come over, and she stayed home with the younger kids. So now I've gotten the baby down for a nap, and it's time to kind of clean up our breakfast and lunch dishes, get the island cleared off, and wipe it down. I always feel like when the island and the countertops are clutter-free and clean, I just feel like I can accomplish anything. So that's what I did real quickly. This is just a little homemade, all-purpose cleaning spray that I like to use. It's just a couple pumps of dish soap, water, and then recently I've been adding grapefruit essential oil, and I love the smell. I think I got the idea from one of those Method sprays, Method brand cleaning sprays, but I feel like it entices me to use it because I just like the bright citrusy freshness of it. And now I'm trying to get all the crumbs out of the channels that are between the seat pad and the mesh side walls of our youngest's little chair there. I do really like this style of seat. I prefer it to the traditional high chair. I like that she's right up at the island with us, and I also like that there are no high chair feet, splayed out. Tripping hazards is what I think they are. But I do wish that I could find this kind of seat that attaches to an island or a table that was made of molded plastic instead of fabric, because I really appreciate the wipeability of plastic. However, this is what we have, and it works fine. It just needs to be cleaned out and wiped down several times throughout the day. I just feel like lighting a candle makes it feel officially clean, that island is completely clean, and now we light the candle to commemorate the moment. Here, gosh, the left side of our sink is always collecting stuff, and we have a little leak underneath the sink, so I can't scrub it out and with a sponge and soap and then rinse it out with water. So I just sprayed it with white vinegar. I'm just wiping it out with paper towel, and it's little things like this that nobody really notices or sees, but makes me feel better, and they add up. If you neglect these things, it adds up, but if you work on these things as you see them, that also adds up. So now it's time to tackle the dishes. I had been feeling really overwhelmed with our kitchen. I felt like every time I came in, there were dishes just overflowing on the counter. So I got the idea from Dawn from Minimal Mom to just reduce our inventory in the kitchen. And what that has looked like for us is I've kind of allocated one utensil of each type per family member, one plate, one bowl, one glass, one coffee mug. And I have that in a pull-out drawer that's easily accessible by the kids and by my husband and I. And then the rest of our dishes and silverware, I've just kind of put up in the upper cabinets. I labeled them with little post-it notes that probably make me seem crazy, but I'm like, not for daily use. And I might like drape a tea towel over them for some of them. So that way, when we have company over and family over, it's easy to grab extra plates and dishes and that's not a hassle, but then at the same time, we're not able to accumulate as many dishes before we address them. So it really has been helpful in making the kitchen feel less overwhelming and less stressful. When I see just, a small amount of dishes hanging out on the counter by the sink, I feel like I can do that quickly. I can get that done in a couple minutes. The other thing is that because we have fewer forks and spoons and knives and plates available for daily use, the kids are better about washing their items after they have used them. They're not perfect. There's still a lot of reminding, but in general, they're trending towards being faithful in that, and that's also been really nice. So just, again, out of necessity, if they want to have a clean dish, then they know that they need to wash what they've used. And then in the evening, after dinner, we are still using the dishwasher, so we'll just pack the dishwasher on up, and I feel like that's a good thing because we'll have, pots and pans and stuff that we can stick in the dishwasher too. And, the water bottles, like, we have like the Hydro Flask water bottles, and there's like the little orange seal thing that you have to pull out, and the straws, and it's nice to just put that in the dishwasher and know that they're getting thoroughly cleaned. I'm always in the back of my mind wondering, like, is this getting moldy? So in the evening, we normally load up the dishwasher post dinner, and then we set it on a delay of like 4 hours because we have this concern that the dishwasher will overflow in the middle of the night, and then we'll come down and water's been sitting on the floor. So we put it on a delay so that should that happen, we'll be able to address it quickly. Earlier today, when I was leaving to take my son to co-op, I realized how dirty our front door had gotten. So I thought, well, there's no time like the present. So I just sprayed it down. It's just, again, white vinegar and a microfiber rag, and just giving it a good wipe down. I have learned that it's important to do the inside of the door first and then the outside if I'm going to use the same rag, because the outside is definitely filthier. Like, I think when I went out, I think maybe a bird had temporarily landed in this wreath of ours, and there might have been some bird poop on the glass. So I was glad to be done with that rag after wiping that all down. And later, like, I think it was either that same day or the next day, I had reports that our youngest was licking the glass, so on the inside. I don't know if the vinegar was enticing because of the tanginess, who knows, but that confirmed in my mind the necessity of using cleaning the inside first. So that's what I'll do henceforth. I'll continue that practice. I wonder if any of you are familiar with the children's book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, where it's like you give the mouse a cookie and then he wants milk, and then he needs to do something else, and then he needs to do something else. Like, one thing leads to another. I feel like it's that way with homemaking and cleaning. So it's like, well, I was cleaning the glass because that was very needed and very obviously necessary. And then I had to take the wreath down in order to do a thorough job of that. And I thought, well, now that I've got the wreath down, I might as well switch it out for our Valentine's Day / Easter wreath. So I thought I would just keep moving and I could get that going. So I went and I found the wreath in the basement. That's where we store them. We have like a utility room with our washing machine, and we've got some storage down there, and we have the wreaths just hanging from nails, basically from the rafters, because we don't have that part of the basement finished. So this is kind of like a light pink and dark pink with greenery tulip wreath, faux tulip wreath, and I think it's very pretty. But then once I got that up, I thought, well, I should probably take care of getting the remainder of the Christmas decorations put away from the front porch, and I might as well, bring out the Valentine's Day decorations. So I'm just moving the lanterns over to the other side of the porch. And then I had some greenery. I think we just trimmed this off the bottom of our Christmas tree because our tree wouldn't fit in the stand with it. And I had that tucked underneath the lanterns with some ornaments kind of scattered on top. And then I noticed that a lot of needles had fallen, but it was all wet because we'd had all this snow and then we got a bunch of rain. And I didn't want to get my broom wet, so I thought I'd use nature's broom, and I just, swept off the porch with the fir branches. So now I'm just grabbing the rest of our outdoor Valentine's decorations, which are very few. We just have the wreath and then that sign, and then we have these outdoor pillows, and I have different covers for each season, I guess. So in the summer, it's like a light green with white polka dots, and then for Valentine's Day, I do like these heart pillows with like a light pink pillow. And then once Valentine's Day is over, I put the heart pillows away, and then I just have the pink out, and I feel like that works well for Easter. And then I'll keep that up probably until, I'd say, May, and then we switch to the summertime pillow covers. It's just such an easy thing because they zip off, they don't take up a lot of room, I can wash them, they store compactly, so it's just kind of fun. I like to change things up for the season a little bit. So, yeah. My husband has been working from home since COVID, and so he came out to see what I was doing, making sure I wasn't getting into any mischief. And now I'm just hanging up, it's this wooden heart that my father-in-law made. He was a carpenter when he was working, now he's retired. And it was originally painted red, but I felt like I have so much pink going on, I wanted it to match a little bit more, so I just painted it pink with the kids' crafts paint. And this is the first time I'm hanging it up outside, so we'll see how it does. That sign that says love that's next to the front door, I painted that with the craft paint too, and that was outside last year, and it did blow over in the wind, and it was like face down in some moisture, and it got all crackly, but I actually kind of feel like it's a charming effect, so I don't mind it. So now I am just getting down these outdoor like Christmas ornaments that we had hung up for Christmas time, and this step stool has been very helpful. I inherited it from my grandma. I'm very grateful for it. I like that there's, I don't know, with that like little handle. I used to just use a step ladder that didn't have anything to hold on to as you climbed up, so I feel like this is more secure. For anyone who's concerned about me falling, just know that I am basically an athlete. I'm extremely agile. My balance is top notch, so that's what people think when they think of me. I'm pretty sure it's just my agility. So just getting the last ornament down. I'm gonna go put that away in the basement, put the stool away. I always feel like it's best to clean up as I go. Then if I get interrupted, it's okay. I can just stop at that point and address whatever has come up. Like for instance, when I went inside, I discovered that one of my children was experiencing a terrible bloody nose. So I could just pause what I was doing and help him with that, and it resolved. He's fine. I don't know, some kids are just prone to more bloody noses, but that's the wreath up close. I think it's pretty. So next, we're in the dining room, and my youngest son really likes to help with decorating, so he's helping me here. I've got some flowers. Those are actually flowers that he bought for our youngest for her second birthday a couple weeks ago. They're definitely at the end of their life, and I definitely need to change the water, but for now they're gonna be perfect. So we're just putting some candles out. These candlesticks a very wonderful dear friend gave to me, actually for a wedding, and I feel like they're just very beautiful and elegant, and I enjoy putting them out. We don't have them out all the time, but you know, certain seasons we do, and I really enjoy them. And if you ever want to get a kid to help you with things, just put them in charge of lighting candles, because it seems like that is a chore that my boys are always pretty happy to do. They're least reluctant to do that. Oliver, this son right here, he's always enthusiastic to light candles. I don't know if it will wear off or if he'll always just enjoy that. Who knows? But for now, he likes it. And I appreciate it, because I'm actually really terrible with those lighters. He's got it down. I normally stick with matches. I haven't quite figured out how to coordinate the thumb and the forefinger. So these are those like battery operated candles. I really do enjoy having them. I feel like it's nice to be able to use the remote and just feel like you can perform magic. So that's what our dining room is looking like. And then here out in the family room, we had some tidying up to do. It's tax season right now. My husband doesn't do taxes like as a business. He does our own taxes. So that's what all of those papers and folder are from. So we got that kind of cleared away. He's still working on taxes. It's a few days later. It's not a quick process. But in this room, we're just putting out some Valentine's Day pillows. And then I found this really fun, it seems like maybe a felted wool. I'm not 100% sure what it's made of. I found it, I think, at like Marshall's or Home Goods or something last year with my friend. But I thought I would hang this from the curtain rod, and I overestimated my height, and so, you know, I did not experience immediate success, but fortunately my boys came to the rescue. They wouldn't let me fail. The garland became a family project, so I was grateful for them coming to help me out. Thanks, boys. Some homemaking tasks are, I don't know, they seem repetitive and mundane.
I'll do it. I'll do it, Mom.
But
I'll do it.
I really kind of enjoy the repetitiveness. There have been times in my life where I haven't, and I felt overwhelmed thinking into the future, like every day I have to wash laundry and dishes, and there will always be more. But I feel like my perspective on that has changed. And so I see them now as just small, unseen acts of faithfulness that, you know, no one else is necessarily going to notice or appreciate, but they are shaping my soul, and they have significance in that way. So, I don't know. I enjoy them. And then I also enjoy it because then I get to, I don't know, make order out of chaos and, you know, add some beauty. And I feel like I really appreciate that I get to add little touches of beauty to our house. Like I don't know, that's something that feels very gratifying. So here I am hanging up just some little hand towels. I think I found those at Marshall's or Home Goods too. They just kind of have heart patterns. And finally, let's Valentine's Day without a little bit of chocolate. So my 2-year-old is helping me pour some in a bowl. And that's all. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you next time.